Can you all hear? Hi, Vamsi. Can you please confirm if you can hear or not? Hi, all. This is klniharika, counseling psychologist and founder of 4 Steps Up. 4 Steps Up helps people in reconnecting to mind, body, people, and nature by providing services like counseling, support group sessions, seminars, webinars, all that. And I am a counseling psychologist and I provide individual counseling. And apart from that, I come live on every Sunday 8 p.m. and I talk about various topics to help people in doing their own help, like self help. So please keep responding so that I'll understand if you are here and if you are able to hear or not. And also I'll be asking questions and keep writing your answers, and I'll address later because it takes time for you to write. And if I keep waiting, the viewers who will watch this video later, they will find it boring. That's why I'll go on and I'll read your answers after you write. 5 minutes after you write, something like that. There will be a lag between you and me, but you keep writing, and I'll definitely address all the queries and I'll read all the messages and I'll respond. So it's going to be like more like a discussion, not like a speech or something. I want you all to respond and participate in the discussion. I want to know all your opinions. Hi Anna. Hi Mandadhani. Can you hear clearly? Okay, so first question I'll ask is, how you think woman can empower herself? Well, write your opinion, and then I'll talk about my opinions. And moreover, whatever I mention in this video, points which I mentioned, maybe you will be able to apply to your own life on your own, or maybe you won't be able to. So that's not definite that you will be able to apply all the guidelines, because what happens is sometimes when there are core conflict in the sense, there's something that is obstructing you in actually implementing something that you want to implement, then you won't be able to directly apply points to your life. Then you will have to seek help, take counseling, and then you will have to resolve the core conflicts. Then that block will get resolved, so passage will become free. Then you will be able to apply certain principles to your own life. And I'll start with a question. First question is, what do you think? So, how can a woman empower herself? So, firstly, I would say I will clearly mention about what is empowerment. So, generally in society, there is a notion that getting a job, settling financially, and studying and getting a degree, these are the signs of empowerment. That's what society thinks. That's what people observe. Like people look for these these qualities in a woman. So whoever is working, whoever is educated, whoever is earning money, whoever is able to travel on her own, who has a vehicle, who has a house, these women are considered as empowered women. Whereas the woman who is not educated properly and not earning money and doing household things, and who has no house, no luxuries, that woman is considered as someone who is not empowered. So like that, these are the parameters which society considers as important, and people also consider as important. Hi Renu. Independence is a great start for empowerment. Okay. So Renu is thinking that independence is one of the parameter. So the woman who is independent, like how I mentioned, financially independent, and in all the ways independent, is someone who is empowered. So this notion is completely wrong, because there are women who are well educated, who completed who have nice qualification, who have house and who have money, who have everything. They are also not empowered. So one example, if I give, it will become very clear for you all. So example is, imagine a man Man completed his graduation, then he got first rank, IIT, IIM, then he got a central government job, then he started working, then he married at the right time and earning nice money. And at age of 40, 50, he has a house, very big house, bangla. And then also there are fights between his mother and his wife, and his children are rebellious and he's unhappy about that, and his family is not at peace because all the members of the family fight with each other. And he's not able to manage mother and he's not able to manage wife. So because of that mother and wife conflict, there is no peace. So you all must have seen such cases everywhere. So now, if this is a case where this man is suffering, and if only getting job and doing education, if that is a mark to say that a person is empowered, then all the men who are working, they all should behave like empowered people. So if empowerment can only be measured by independence, financial independence, and education, all that, then all the men are independent and they are earning. Most of the men are earning except few, and most of the men are working and they have their own independence. They can travel alone, they can go to any place, they can their parents won't object. And if a woman travels, many of the parents object. And in the olden society, there used to be more restrictions, but now restrictions became less. But if that is something that can measure empowerment, then all men should be empowered. But that's not true. All men are not empowered. All women are not empowered. Not all women are not suffering. Not all men are suffering. So this indicates that empowerment, financial stability, and education, none of these are linked to each other. That is why generally when a woman struggle to become independent and to establish herself, to study, so she always keeps thinking from the childhood that, okay, if I complete my graduation, I'll be free. If I complete my post graduation, I'll be independent. If I complete my if I get a government job, then I'll be independent, so I'll be empowered by that time. But that's not true. Of course, I am not saying that financial independence is not needed. I'm not saying that money is not needed. I'm not saying that education is not needed. They all serve different purposes. Financial independence helps a person in getting luxuries, and education helps a person in living a comfortable life, and it kind of contributing to the society and getting things for self, like that. Education fulfills different purpose, and finance fulfills different purpose. But empowerment is completely different from financial independence, education, and all the other aspects that we generally think are the indicators of empowerment. Now, if empowerment is not financial independence, empowerment is not education, empowerment is not job, empowerment is not freedom to go anywhere, to travel. So if empowerment is not these things, then what is empowerment? That is the first thing we have to define. What is empowerment? Empowerment is when a person is happy with self. Happy in the sense, for example, imagine you are staying with your roommate and you are not happy with your roommate. Then every day your roommate plays a music and you hate it. And that's why you will feel very much irritated. And your friend brings her friends to room and you get irritated. And that friend opens the boxes and eats something which you don't like. You don't like the smell of what your roommate is eating. Then you will be frustrated again, and that person is talking loudly and you want to sleep, and you are irritated. And that person has bad relations and keeps on talking to bad people and you hate that whenever that person. So this is how a life of this person who lives with a roommate, who has different tastes and different nature, different qualities, and different kinds of mindset. When two people live together, then this person one also suffers, person two also suffers, because their tastes are not matching with each other. In the same way, when you are living with yourself and you hate yourself, that is where you lack empowerment. And that is the point where you feel that you are a burden to yourself, and you will become an obligation to yourself. When you have to brush, that becomes an obligation. Oh, who will brush the teeth? I hate it. I don't want to brush. I don't want to take care of my teeth. Let them go away. So when you have to take bath, you will be like, oh my god, I have to take bath. Oh my god, I don't want to take bath. I feel bored. So when you have to study, you'll feel like, what will I do after studying? So even if I study, there's no point. And even if you study and get good marks, you will feel like, what is there in that? I just achieved something that is basic. There is nothing great in that. So anyone can pass exam, anyone can get first rank. Nothing great about it. You don't feel happy. And even after doing anything, like you, for example, fell in love, then you feel like, oh, okay, I think my boyfriend is going to leave me because I am not a good looking person. He is going to leave me. So do I have to talk to him? Do I have to tell him? And do I have to ask? So like this, everywhere this reflects, because you are not comfortably living with yourself. So you are a bad companion to yourself. And it, like how two people live in same room and not compatible with each other, they keep on getting irritating each other, they keep on scolding each other, they keep on fighting with each other, they keep on struggling. In the same way, you struggle because of yourself. That is what is a problem. Self-criticism, self-blame, all that. And when this happens, you cannot empower yourself. And when this is not there, that is when you empower yourself. So for to empower yourself, you don't need to do anything. When you just remove the obstacles, you will get empowered just like that, without any. So generally, common notion is that I have to get money to empower myself. I have to get qualification to empower myself. I have to become fair to get empower myself. So all these things, points which you think you have to achieve in order to get empowered, these are not the actual parameters that can help you in empowering yourself. But empowerment is default. It will flow. It will be like a river. You don't need to push a river to make it move. So you need to actually switch on the engine to move water from a tank to pumps, and to from the common manjira water. If you have to connect to your own pipeline, then you have to use a motor. But when you are talking about a river, when we are talking about a river, we don't need to do anything to make a river flow. It will flow naturally, because we humans, what is life? Life is nothing but growth. Growth in the number of cells, growth in the type of cells, and growth in the size of cells, reproduction, increase in the number of cells. That is what is life. So when you are living, you will always grow, and that's default tendency of any human being. For example, you leave a person and a cycle in the forest. That person will come back after a month. He will learn cycle and he will start riding the cycle. That's a natural tendency. So if you give children any clay or something, they will prepare something, some toys or something. And if you leave an instrument with a child will learn how to play it. You don't need to teach. And if you push somebody into swimming pool, and the person who falls in the swimming pool learn swimming naturally. We need not train that person to learn how to swim. But what a trainer does is, trainer will facilitate the process. Trainer cannot actually make anybody learn swimming. It's the people who learn swimming. When they jump into the water, when they experience the water, they learn how to swim. But the trainer only facilitates the process and removes the hindrances. Hindrances, maybe when this person doesn't know how to keep the posture, and this person doesn't know how to balance, and when this trainee removes those obstacles and facilitates the process happens on its own. Nobody can explain what is balancing a cycle. We can't explain that. We only experience that. Those who all know how to ride a cycle or vehicle, they know what that feels like. But can we describe that? No, we can't. We can say that my bike is moving forward, and it's using two tires, and it's like swinging, it's like flowing, and I don't know what is that. I can't explain. So I can't tell somebody balance your vehicle. After that, what will I say? If I have to instruct somebody to balance a vehicle, I can't say anything. So because that person will have to understand the phenomenon of balancing, then that person have to balance. But what I can do is I can remove the hindrances. Like for example, I can tell the traffic rules because of which he might get caught on the road, or I can explain him how he might meet with accident. I can train him, and I can also explain him what are the signals, and I can train him how to operate a vehicle, where are the switches, all that. So I remove the hindrances and he will learn balancing on his own. Now, empowerment happens on its own because we humans have a tendency. So, empowerment is when there is no self critical voice and a person is comfortable with self, as if two roommates are staying in the same room. They are very much compatible, they contribute equally. One person cooks, other person washes clothes, one person cleans, other person prepares some does the some preparation and organizing everything, all that. Like that, when two people very compatible live, so that room will that life will get that nourish on its own. These two people will flourish on their own. When two people are very much cooperating to each other, compatible to each other, they will flourish on their own. But only point is, hindrances should not be there. Hindrances in the form of fights, hindrances in the form of disturbances, in the form of irritation, all that should not be there. Sachinayana Razlu, hi. So these things happen when two people who are compatible live together. And if you are someone who is compatible to yourself and you live with yourself, and then you can empower yourself. This is what is the concept of empowerment. Now let us talk about what are hindrances. So I could not read this name. Oh, Induvadina, is this you? Hi. I didn't understand your name. So now, first thing is stereotype. Hindrance that, yes, hi Induvadina, hi. So first thing is praise and scolding. Criticism, praise. What these things does to a person. For example, if somebody praises me and says that there is two ways in which somebody can mold me. So that is how people create stereotypes. Here, first hindrance is stereotype. So why stereotypes are hindrances? I'll tell you in detail. First thing, so how people create stereotypes, not by scolding. So please write your opinions about stereotypes. Meanwhile, I'll talk about stereotypes. So what are stereotypes? For example, a woman has to cook. A woman has to take care of the house. A woman has to be patient. A woman has to be traditional. A woman has to be polite, obedient. A woman has to take care of everything and children, all that. So when these stereotypes are there, so imagine there is a girl. That girl was bullied in the school for being very fatty, and she doesn't look very charming. So that's why people used to bully her in the school. So what she does is, after 5-6 years, she turns into a very beautiful, hot woman, and she her body also changes. She does so much of exercise, diet plans, eating, exercising. So she becomes a beautiful woman. Now everybody starts respecting her and everybody prizes her. Oh my God, you are so gorgeous, you are beauty, all that. Now this girl feels that, okay, I have done my task. I empowered myself. I lost some weight and I became so beautiful. Now I empowered myself. Yay. So this girl, whatever she gets, that is false self-esteem. That's not true self-esteem. Because her self-esteem got linked to her physique. So when she is only beautiful and matching the beauty standards that society have created, then only she can feel good about herself. That means, as I mentioned, two roommates. So I am happy with my roommate only if that roommate gives me gift every day. So he gives me food every day, so I like him. Otherwise, I don't like. I can't live with him in the room. So this is what is conditional love, because I love somebody because of some conditions, and that person gives me something, that's why I love. In the same way, when she's loving herself because she changed her body for that reason, then what will happen in the future? Two possibilities are there. Two problems are there. One is When she gains weight again she might actually hate herself. That is one possibility. Another possibility is she might not be in some other case. In this girl succeeded in becoming thin, but maybe there is another girl who cannot become successful. So that girl will never get the self-esteem, the so-called false self-esteem. And another case is when she became thin and she started loving herself. Let us say everything is going positively. She is able to become thin and she is able to love herself after becoming thin. But she will love her daughter only if daughter also looks beautiful. Daughter also looks very charming. That is the point. So she established a rule and she strengthened the society stereotype conditions rules. Because of that, she is actually adding to the kachra that is there already in the society. So she is contributing. She's adding her own kachra to the society. Now, if this is the case, she is strengthening the stereotype and thinking that yes, I did it. I am an empowered woman. She'll go onto the stage and she'll talk in the mic. So it took almost 5 years for me. So I lost weight. Now I can lose weight. I can help people in losing weight, and I feel proud of myself. And I love myself so much. That's why I lost weight. But actually, isn't it? She got bullied. That's why she could not take the criticism. She could not face other people. She could not communicate. She could not fight with other people. So she lost her weight. But she gives a nice speech after going to stage. In the same way, when there is a another example of stereotype. There is a woman who becomes housewife, and after marriage she leaves her job and she cooks, she cleans house, and she takes care of everybody in the family. She serves her mother-in-law, father-in-law, and after 10-15 years she keeps on repeating this story. So I sacrificed my life for the sake of family. I was the backbone of the family. I took care of the family. And she doesn't want to break her family now. So, as I said, same example, some people fail. That is one possibility. Second possibility, she is successful. Even then, she wants her daughter to do the same, even though her daughter wants something else. So, she added kachra to the stereotypes, kachra already which is existing in the society. And she is holding that belief very rigidly because she is a success case. That's why she thinks she's right, and she keeps on preaching to everybody. See, you know what? In my earlier days, I struggled a lot, and whatever you are struggling, that's nothing. I molded my husband. I molded my in-laws. I did that. I did this, and I contributed to family. And because of me, now family is family. So like this, she keeps on narrating her, preaching her stories, and she will try to motivate people. She will try to show herself as a successful woman, empowered woman. But actually, she's not empowered. She was also not happy when she started everything, and she wanted to go for a job, and she was not allowed. She could not fight back. She could not stop her in-laws, and she could not stop her husband. That's why she decided that she will compromise. She will adjust. Now she wants everybody to adjust. Now this is what happens when somebody gets fit into the stereotype. Then they might think that is success, but that's not success. So this is one principle, that do not fit into stereotypes, and whatever you want, do it. If you want to become a housewife, clean clothes, that's not, I'm not portraying that as something, some useless job or something, worthless job or something. But what I'm saying is you should have an ambition to do that. Then it's a good job. That is your empowerment. If you always thought that you'll become a housewife, you'll take care of everything at home, and if you always thought that you'll become a lean person, and you always wanted to become a beautiful woman, you always wanted to become thin, then if you become thin, that's fine. That's your what you wanted, you did it. But if it is not your desire, check if that is really your desire or not. And no job is useless, or no job is something of lower value. No job is something of higher value. There's nothing like a woman wants to become an IAS collector and another woman wants to become peon in the same office. But both of them are fine. So none of these jobs are of less value, and none of these jobs are of higher value. But only thing is, what she wants to become, she should become. And if she's trying to fit into the stereotype, and for that she's compromising, then she's actually cheating herself and developing a kind of fake self-esteem, and she actually has low self-esteem. And superficially, she shows that she has high self-esteem, but she has no self-esteem. So this is what happens. This is the principle number one. Do not try to fit into stereotypes. Try to break the stereotype and try to do what you want, until or unless it's not until or unless it's unethical. So unethical in the sense it's hurting somebody, it's controlling somebody, it's taking away freedom of this some other person, or if it is against morals. Until or unless it's unethical, do whatever you want and do not fit into any stereotypes. So that is real empowerment. Point number one. Point number two, do not feel ashamed of the natural processes. Natural processes like periods, menstrual cycle, and having attraction for a man or for another woman, or all these processes are natural processes. So generally what happens is, especially in India, when a menstrual cycle starts, that girl is asked to sit in a corner and not eat for 5 6 days, and after that there will be rituals and there will be a grand function, everybody will be invited, and this girl have to follow the rules and obey, and after that she has to follow rules every month. Whenever she gets periods, she should not touch other people, and she'll be treated like an untouchable, an impure person, and she'll not be allowed into temples. Now here I'll break a myth. There is a myth, not even myth. There are some people who will say that according to science also, this is beneficial process. Keeping a person who is getting periods, making her sit aside in a corner, that is good for her. So some people are like arguing. So okay, we are actually benefiting her because she is in periods and she doesn't want to work, and it's not good for her to work, and it's good for her if she takes rest, sits in a corner. That's why this orthodox beliefs and culture have provided such a facility to her, and according to culture she has to sit in a corner, and that is like helping her, and that rule is helping her, and because she's sitting in a corner, that is going to give her peace. This is what some pseudoscientists argue. They say that according to science also, she has to follow these rules so that she will be taking rest and she will get energy. She will not have energy during periods. That's why we have given her nice opportunity, nice this thing. But now what science actually says is, girls or women have to work during their periods. They can do exercises during periods, and there are no restrictions. And any girl, any woman can do whatever she wants during periods also. Even if it is heavy work, spending of so many calories, she can do. That's not a problem. This is what, and it's some exercises are even good for her. This is what actual science says. But what pseudoscience says is, so whatever based on the emotional, so during periods, a woman might feel less, very frustrated, or woman might feel fatigue. She might experience fatigue. Because of that, she thinks that she cannot do anything during periods. So, for example, if I'm feeling that I can't do anything, I got exhausted, all that during periods. But that's not true. That's what society have implanted in me. So I am supposed to feel fatigue. I am supposed to feel exhausted. That's why I'll feel exhausted. That's how women feel exhausted. That's why women feel. It is possible that she'll be little bit weaker compared to the normal days. But that doesn't mean she have to sit in a corner. Science never said that she have to sit in a corner. This is a biggest myth, and people doesn't know about it. Now coming to other things like periods and having attraction to men and having attraction to other women, it's very natural that women also get attracted to other women. It's not, so now it became legal, homosexuals, but previously it was not legal. People were hiding these kind of feelings, and it's forbidden to talk about homosexuality, all that. So but it's very natural because body might know, we might know that I'm a female, I'm a male, I know that, but my brain doesn't know that. My brain will not particularly look at other person and calculate and see if that person is a male or female, and if I can get attracted to that person or not. And homosexuality is so much common. Then what we think that in 100 maybe 3 people, 4 people get attracted to people of the same sex, but that's not true. Homosexuality is very common thing. So maybe about 70% people might get attracted to people of the same sex, but that's not a problem. But they might have a preference. Maybe they will choose the person from the opposite sex, but they will also have attraction to the person from the same sex. In the same way, these kind of natural phenomena, periods, sexuality, and all these things, a woman has to be able to talk freely and openly. And when there is a hindrance, she is not allowed to talk about these kind of things. That becomes a block. Block number two. First block is stereotype. Second block is things which are related to gender, like feminine nature, things which are linked to feminine nature. These become obstacle number two, hindrance number two, and they will make her feel ashamed. That is a problem. So if she is not talking, that's not a problem. But she doesn't talk because she feels ashamed of these things. And when I go to shop and I ask for pads when during periods, they give wrap in 10 papers and they give me as if I have to hide it. It's a bomb that I'm going to hide it from the police. So these are the things which have to change, and women should feel very confident to talk about periods, sexuality, all those things, because there is nothing to be feel ashamed of these things, because these are biological phenomena. So we these are signs. That's it. So there is nothing ashamed to feel ashamed. But society created a kind of shame in women to talk about these things. This is the second stereotype, and this is not stereotype. This is the second block. And third thing is objectification. So objectification, in the sense, a woman will be compared to a object in many situations. That is block number three. So what are the there can be positive kind of situations where there is a lover, and lover says that, oh my god, you are like moon, you are like my rose, you are like my gold, something like that. So that is also is an objectification. At the same time, selling a woman on the name of the Kanya Sulk, there was a social evil in the olden days, and now also dowry and all these things, where with the dowry a man expects that women have to give some dowry and money and luxuries, everything. So there, this woman is being measured, the quality of woman is being measured by comparing with the money quality. Like for example, a woman is will get married easily if she can give 10 crores. Woman cannot get married easily if she's not able to give any money. So here, worth of woman is being compared to the money. And in the same way, a person who is very fair can marry a guy very easily, and a person who is not fair according to social standards, so this fair complexion and personality zero size, these women get husbands very easily, and the people who are not who are ugly according to society standards, they cannot find a guy to marry. So these standards, they are objectifying the woman. Objectifying in the sense, they are comparing women to some non-living object, as if how we select the vegetables and choose, in the same way women are being chosen and selected. Of course, this is applicable to men also. Men are also being compared to objects, and objectification is happening there also. But here I am talking specifically about women, because I am talking about the blocks that stop the empowerment of women. So women are being compared. I'll give one more example which is very familiar. So when we talk about this process, Kanyadan. So Kanyadan is donation of the woman who is not married, who is a virgin, or donation of the girl. So here, girl, as if she's an object, she's being donated. So like that, there are so many phenomena which are positive also, which are negative also. Negative in the sense, selling girls and prostitution. These are the some negative phenomena according to society. And marriage is something positive according to society. But positive processes which are good according to society, and processes which are bad according to society, in both kind of processes, women are being compared to objects. That is something that have to stop. If you are a woman, you have to identify who is comparing you to an object and who is using you like an object or toy. Moreover, if there is one more phenomenon example, swayamvar, where there will be a challenge, and the one person who will meet the requirements, who will win, that person can have right to marry. So like that, woman is being compared to an object that can be won in a war. And most of the wars happen because many kings wanted to win women. So they happened for the sake of women or money. So that means like money only, woman was an object. And two kings used to fight, and one of the king who wins, that king would grab this woman and kidnap this woman. So woman was compared to something like money. So that was one more phenomenon. And one more example is recently there is a change in the Muslim divorce law. So previously it was allowed for a man to give divorce to a woman without her consent. Now it's not allowed. There is change. So like this, there are so many examples where women are being compared to objects, and her consent, her free will is being he's being devaluated, and not giving nobody is giving importance to her consent or her opinions. Anything, she's being compared to object. This is objectification. This is third block. And coming to the next block, she is in denial. Denial is the fourth block. Denial in the sense, many women, what they will do is they will feel sad about many things which are very much linked to their feminine nature. Like for example, giving birth to children, taking care of children, taking care of house. And this is a biological process where a woman have to give birth to children. Man cannot do that. So now when woman is giving birth to children, she will also feel bad about it. It's very obvious that women feel bad about it because she have to take so much of responsibility, so much of pain, and child will not allow her to sleep. She has to stay whole night. Is it a pleasurable thing that a woman have to stay throughout the night? And it's not a happy thing. Maybe I'm not saying that having a child itself is an unhappy event. I'm not saying that. Maybe there are so many happy things that are linked to having children and nurturing children. There are so many good things about nurturing children, but there are also negative things, bad things, because of which women get frustrated. They become mad, they shout, and they get irritated. They want their children to go to school because they're irritated so much that they can't take anything more. That's why they will ask children to go to school. So they get irritated. They get disappointed with married life many times. They get disappointed with romantic life. They get disappointed with their sacrifices and their inability to do certain things. But problem is denial in the sense they try to color these negative things which will give them pain, and they try to say that I am very happy. I am very happy that I am a mother, and my child did not allow me to sleep throughout night, and that's so beautiful. And my child was actually asking me to stay with him throughout the day, and that was so beautiful. And my child repeatedly asked same question 100 times, and I gave answers because I am as patient as a mother earth. So that's why that is so beautiful. But inside, shut up. How many times will you ask the same question? This is what is the real picture. But outside they'll be like, oh my god, my child is asking same question again and again, again and again. This is a kind of self-deception where they will portray something outside and actually inside they are frustrated. So because of that, what happens is many times mothers try to condition their children. Condition in the sense they will try to manipulate children in such a way that they will teach their children few things which will give comfort to them. For example, my child is drawing, my child is shouting, singing songs, and I'm very much irritated with that. So I'll be like, good child never shout, good child will never sing songs. Sit silently in a corner. Go and sit silent. So why am I training my child to be silent, sit in a corner when child is actually doing something creative? When child is actually doing something that can help the child in growing. That is because I am actually irritated with whatever my child is doing, and I won't acknowledge that because I feel that it's a forbidden to acknowledge. It's forbidden to acknowledge the pain, irritation, disappointment. So that's why these women, what they do is they will try not to acknowledge the pain. They will try not to express about the pain openly. They will deceive themselves and they will convince themselves, oh, I'm so happy that my child is shouting and she's shouting in my ears again and again, again and again. So beautiful. That's not beautiful. That's irritating. If this woman, when she understands the reality, okay, I am irritated. but it's good for my child, so let me tolerate. That kind of capability will come in this woman only when she accepts the truth. But she won't accept, and she will say that I am actually happy. This fake happiness, this is the block number 4, fake happiness. So she will try to be happy and show that she's happy even when she's not happy, because there are so many phenomena that will make her feel bad, but she will show that she's positive and she's happy because she's supposed to be very patient, she's supposed to be the caregiver, she's supposed to be the nurturer. That's why she will give such a picture to people. And last obstacle, women compare again and again to men. This is the last obstacle, because women think that if I become like a man, I'll be fine. I get empowered. If I compare to a man and if I become a man, I'll get empowered. But when she is establishing a standard for herself, and her standard is not her own best version. So, for example, if I'm a woman, I want to become something like I want to become a singer, but I decided that I'll become a teacher because my husband is a teacher and I want to compete with my husband, because I think that I feel inferior because I'm a woman and I want to show that I am superior, and I keep my goals, all the standards based on what my husband is doing. That is what is a problem. So this is the another problem, that all the women, they try to compete with men, they try to become like men. And some people who will dress like a man, they will think that yes, I'm empowered. Some people who try to talk like man, they will like I am empowered. But you are almost like a man. This is a compliment for many women, and even mothers and all the family members also give compliment saying that oh my god, you're like a man and you can take care of family like a man. But why women should not compare with man? I'll tell you the logic. So logic is, no two people are same. Not even a man and woman. No two people are same. Women are different from men, and among women, two women are not same. One is different from woman two. Woman two is different from woman three. Woman three is different from woman four. These four women are different among themselves, and they are also different from men. And man one is different from man two. Man two is different from man three. So when this uniqueness is being acknowledged, that is what gives empowerment. When I understand that I am unique and I have a goal that is only coming from me, and I want to become the best version of myself. I want to become like my ideal self. I have this ideal picture of myself and I want to become that. I want to become, so I'll become. It's not like I should become something, then I'll become. It's not should. It's about I want. It's not should, it's I want. So this is what I'm highlighting again. I'm repeating again. It is not about I should. It is about I want. So what I want, I'll become. So when women are actually comparing with men, what they are doing is they're actually trying to become someone else. That is what is actually blocking the empowerment. So these 5 are the common blocks that stop the empowerment. But there are also many other blocks. Maybe I can't cover all the blocks in one video. Maybe even if I talk for 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours, I can't cover. Because again, these blocks are also subjective. Every different women have different blocks. That's why if you are not able to do these things, 5 things which I mentioned in the video, maybe you have another block that is stopping all this. So that is actually giving power to all these 5 blocks. Then you will have to deal with that original block, conflict or something that is obstructing your growth, empowerment in counseling. And if you are someone who is doing self work, and then you have to work in such a way that you are able to remove all the blocks. But if you are not able to remove the blocks which I mentioned, that means there is another block that is controlling these blocks. So don't push yourself to control and remove these blocks, because if you push yourself, again that becomes another stereotype created by klniharika, stereotype created by psychologist, and you will try to fit into the stereotype. And instead of removing blocks, if you are trying to imitate and become someone about whom I described the qualities of a woman, and if you just try to imitate and become this woman, again you are trying to fit into the stereotype created by Niharika. So instead of that, try to deal with your own blocks, which are very subjective. And if you are not able to remove any blocks, that means deal with the core issue, that is a block that is controlling other blocks. And any other questions? Hi, Sai Sriti. So from now onwards, I'll be coming live on every Sunday 8 p.m. If I'm not able to come live, then I'll upload a video that will stream. So I'll make sure that you are getting one video on every Sunday 8 p.m. If I don't come on live, I'll upload a video. So subscribe to this 4 Steps Up channel to get notifications and click on the bell icon so that you'll not miss any videos and you'll get notifications about a notification when I come live or a notification when I upload a video, then you'll get notifications. And follow 4 Steps Up on social media platforms like Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, Facebook. So in Instagram, we have an extra additional page that is 4 Steps Up Comrade Stories, where you people can submit your posts. You can write small 2-line quotes or something that is very short and something that you learn in your life, your insights or something. And if you want to write long story, then you can become an author in the 4 Steps Up blog. And if you want to write a short line, inspiring line, or something that is expressive, then you can submit and you can text me in WhatsApp. Then I'll post it in the Instagram page that is in the 4 Steps Up Comrade Stories. And if you want to write a long story, and if you want to write about your express your emotions or something, you can become an author in the blog. You have to submit a form to become an author. You will find everything if you visit firststepsup.com. So now we are actually starting all the activities that we stopped previously. So now we'll be doing more things. And I think I this is the second video. Last week also I talked about another topic, and this is the second video. From next week also I'll be talking. And thank you for joining, and stay connected. Any other questions? Or else I'll stop here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. Bye.